up until 3 o'clock, and then we'll have a short break. And then that will be followed by 2 more speakers, and we hope to finish up by 6. So I'm extremely happy to introduce Amy Lee Sanford. Amy is a Cambodian-American visual artist working in mixed media, installation, video and performance. Her work addresses the evolution of emotional stagnation and the lasting psychological effects of trauma, including aspects of guilt, loss, alienation and displacement. In 2013, last year, Amy was the recipient of a bursary award through Performance Studies International for the PS19 conference at Stanford University, and she also was an artist in residence during the season of Cambodia Festival organized, a program organized in New York. This year Amy will be exhibiting in Phnom Penh, California and Bangkok, and she's got artist residencies in the United States and Australia. Amy graduated from Brown University of the Visual Arts, and her talk is going to touch on the experience of being a diasporic Khmer artist. Thank you.
Thank you, Brian.
Well, thank Roger.
Thank you, Roger, and thank you, Reading Room, for hosting this. It's very wonderful. Okay, I have a lot of slides, so I'm going to cover as much as I can. And I guess speaking as a diasporic artist, I speak through my work. So here we go. This first piece I made a few years ago, in 2006, and it's a mixed media installation. There were over 70 sculptures hanging at different heights, and inside each sculpture, imprinted on copper foil, there we go, were letters or questions and conversations that I directed toward my late father. I have a whole pile, a very big stack of letters that my Cambodian father wrote to my my adopted American mother. Long story that's hopefully clear enough. And I started reading these letters after I first returned to Cambodia in 2005. I was born in the 70s in Cambodia. I left just before Pol Pot took over, and then I found some relatives in 2005, and I returned for the first time. So after I returned, I started reading my father's letters more, and I had all this information coming in, and I needed a place to respond. So my responses came out in the form of these letters. There was sound installation with that, and light. It was very golden color like that. Okay. Now I did, when I first started studying Khmer, I made these Khmer letter drawings. And it was an outlet and reflections on my process of studying Khmer as an adult. You know, it's my mother tongue, but I really didn't know it, and I still don't know it well at all. And it just reflects my process of studying as an outsider, as a foreigner, really. This piece, Broken, I made in 2010. It's a stack of over 30 sheets of glass, 60 centimeters by 60 centimeters. I shattered each one and then glued each one back together and then stacked them. And I made this in reflection, it's a reaction to my first year living in Cambodia as an adult. Side view. Close up. That was incredibly labor intensive. And I didn't cut myself in the glass once. Amazingly. I don't know how that happened, but maybe I'm anal or something. Cracks. So these are a series of 4 sculptures that hang on the wall, made out of glass, glue, rubber, and wood. Yeah, sort of look the same. It's a little blurry. But there are several layers of glass in there. And you can see a bunch of things, from wood to the glue to the layers of cracks. Okay, building again. This was commissioned by our city festival in 2012 in Phnom Penh. And it was a performance I did, a public performance, performed at what I call Sotiros Park in Phnom Penh, right near the White Building. And it consisted of people demolishing a freestanding brick wall, 3 meters long by 2 meters high. This wall was built specifically for the performance. And we smashed it down with sledgehammers and other tools. And then we built it up again. I will show a little bit from the video. Guys, get the top down the bottom. So I'm just showing you snippets of this. People, the public was welcome to join, and there were a lot of sort of young college students in the area who joined in, as well as various Westerners. And so we broke the wall down, and then what happened was that children came, used it as their playground, and ended up rebuilding the wall. It was pretty amazing. So basically the adults tore down the wall and then the children came and rebuilt the wall. So I'm happy to answer any questions at the end. I'm just, as I said, going through a whole bunch of things just to give you an idea of my work. So this is just some stills of the wall when we started. There's the white building in the background to the right behind the blank billboard. It was actually amazing we got permitting to do this, especially next to the white building. This next piece is titled Full Circle. It was a durational performance over the course of 6 days, and I first performed it in Phnom Penh through the support of Java Arts, and the space was provided by Meta House. This is, I'm about to show you a mock-up image of it. This was the press picture, one of them. So basically I'm sitting there in the middle of 40 Cambodian clay pots. They could also be Thai clay pots, but these happen to be Cambodian. And I proceed to break each one and glue them back together. Gluing one back together can take up to 2.5 hours. This is in the gallery, the actual performance, breaking the first one, and it shattered into about 2,000 pieces. This is the view from above. It's taken from about 3 meters above. There were cameras taking pictures all the time, and it sort of made for like a heartbeat sound. Because it was so regular and persistent. This is taken on day 3, and you can see the pots that I've broken and repaired have the string around them. And you can see that I've only repaired about 1/3 of the pots, and the performance only lasted 6 days. So I'm very behind schedule at this point, and actually very stressed out. Even though I was sitting, what people thought, quite in a meditative silence. This was on day 6. So I guess I was still gluing some things and maybe panicking. Here's a sort of in motion shot. You can see I'm vigorously tying the string on a clay pot. Anyhow, I did complete all 40. It was a very exciting performance to do. After I completed that, for some reason, I decided to do single break pot performances instead of all 40. And I took to the streets of Phnom Penh initially, and I made a series of videos where I broke and repaired one pot pretty much in one sitting, pretty much. And here are some still images of one performance titled Break Pot Performance, Tree Island, located at Sisawati, which is right on the riverside. So as you can see, I'm performing in a very busy area. It's on the sidewalk, and it's a stark contrast to the protection of the gallery that I experienced before. This is out in the elements, as it were. Had onlookers from time to time. This next video, it's similar breakpot performance in Banche Samre. So this is in Siem Reap town and by the temples, and we're going to watch part of this video. So let's see here. So this is starting at the temples at about 5 in the morning. It was beautiful. Totally silent except for the birds and the insects. Apologize for the sound of the wind. So at this point, my camera almost had overheated, so the sound was no longer, but it was still recording video. Oh wait, now there's some sound. I lied. So I'm just using regular glue, like contact cement. Okay, so that was Bantier Sambre. That took a couple of hours, at least. Next, I'm introducing a series that is sort of a different direction from, not a different direction, but it's a new series of work, all in the same sort of creative direction. And these are digitally scanned images of the letters that my father wrote to my American mother in the 1970s, late 60s and 1970s. This is, through these letters I found out a lot about my own personal history, which otherwise would have been lost. And so it's really been a process of learning and discovery for me. These images were originally made about this big or so. But I'm now starting to make them quite a bit larger, like 1 meter on the long end of it. And so this is titled To the Airport with Us, and that's a line from the letter. I don't know if you can read it or not. But it's showing snippets of these very personal letters and a very interesting process in a father who sent away his daughter due to political circumstance, and sort of the human side.
But I quickly ask, sorry, are the letters to you or to your adopted mother?
The letters are to my adopted mother. And they're printed on like a matte paper, digital prints. This next one, it's called Supply of Food for a Month. And it says, among other things, I have the supply of food for a month in our apartment in case of continuous rocket attacks on Phnom Penh. The government advised the people to dig trenches at home. We don't need one at our apartment because we are safely sheltered. This folded one is titled May 7th, 1974. That's when it was written. And as you can see, it shows very little information, at least details, but it's suggestive of what's inside. This is Republic Khmer, January 13th, 1975, written on, my father was worked at the university, and that's his university letterhead. So all of these folded letters have just gems of, certainly it's personal information, but this greater epic story, just a human experience. This is When You Come, and I think it's about when he was hoping for my mother to come back and visit, and you can have a Peugeot 404, which I guess was a stylish car at the time. What time did I start at, Brian?
At around 5 to 2, so
Okay.
I think it's fine. We've got that.
Yeah. So this is fragments. So these are portions of the letters, and they were most recently shown at Sasa Basa Gallery, and I will show at the end of these few images. I'll show the layout that I did. 300 rockets on Phnom Penh. You can see that line in the middle. From the 29th December till, I don't know, maybe it's January sometime, we had over 300 rockets on Phnom Penh. Luckily, we had never been in close range, knock on wood. We're fortunate to have such a strong shelter. October 27th, 1972. Cuts up Voice of America, Vietnam, Cambodia, Kissinger, rumors, the Cambodian government. This is one of the layouts, the first layout at Sasa Basak in Traversing Expanses that closed in early September of this year. And every couple of weeks we changed the installation to reflect how every time I return to the letters, I see them differently and find out new information. So we presented them differently each time. Scanning is a very long video that that I made in scanning my father's letters. I'm going to show you just a little bit of it. The letters were written on the thin onion skin paper. I don't think that really exists now because in this day of email. But it was this very thin, very crackly paper, specifically designed for airmail letters. Okay. Good. Oopsie. All right. Almost done. Everything's flying all over the place. Oopsie, hold on. Not enough to hear that yet. So this last thing I'm going to show is a recent video that was also presented at Sasa Basak at Reversing Expanses. It's also working with the letters. So that's a letter on these tiles, sort of made into a game of sorts. Let's just forward it a little bit. I'm not sure how it's here. Does anybody have any questions? I know I didn't explain a bunch of things, and but
I have a question.
yes.
Can you expand on your reasons, on your methods of, can you expand on the reasons for your methods of fragmentation?
Yes. Let me just pull something. So, for example, so I understand the question to be, how did I go about choosing the fragments that I chose to present in this way?
I could ask the question in a different way, but actually you're the artist, not me. I could ask, say exactly what I think. Why don't you publish the letters in their entirety?
Okay.
That's actually my question.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Yes, ask it. So at some point I probably will. I'm not ready to do that right now. There's a lot of artwork that I want to make, and it's just not appropriate to show all of the letters. At some point, yes. I'm actually in the process of scanning all hundreds of them, and there's hundreds of them.
And through what period is it?
From 1968 till April 17th, 1975.
About 7.
April 17th was the day that the Khmer Rouge took over, and he gave directions on where he was going, who he was going with, and that he was just leaving.
So how did the letters get out of the country?
That's a very good question. I think he must have given it to a foreigner who left, and I don't know how. I don't know how, but the postmark is April 17th, or April 17th. I don't know how it happened, but he had said that.
So the written documentation at the time that the Khmer Rouge started to gain power, he actually wrote about that.
He actually wrote, the Khmer Rouge have come into the city. They've ordered us all out. And historically this is accurate. They've ordered us out. I'm heading up to such and such a place with this person and that person. We'll drive up there, and then when we run out of gas, I guess we'll walk. Yeah. So that is.
So switching back to my question, just to expand on what fragmentation means to you.
the bits and pieces of this story have been presented to me in such fragmented form, in little bits and pieces, scraping things together from a myriad of sources. So I just chose to present these letters in part in the form of fragments, because they're little hints, little nuances and snippets of putting together a larger story. As I mean, I'm about 10 years older than I think most of the other artists presenting, 10 or 15 years older. So it's very interesting to see the difference in what I'm doing in my work versus what I would consider the younger generation. The younger generation is has been, from what I see, very much focused on you know, sort of the current state of Cambodia, the social politics, the politics, and various things. I've noticed that people of a bit more of my generation are working more on identity issues. I know some others who are also, who might have gone through the refugee camps and have returned to Cambodia and are doing some sort of greater Cambodian identity work. It's a marked difference between sort of my generation and younger generation. And I can speak slower if need be.
Any other questions, anyone? Anyone here?
I understand why you want to scan the letters from your father. And I understand why you would want to think about and reflect on the experience of returning to Cambodia as an adult for the first time. I think anybody in your position would reflect on that experience. Anybody with a collection of letters like that would want to scan them, would want to, as an adult, go back to those letters and read the information in them. I'd love if you could explain why you choose to do those things through art.
Good question, Martin. When I first started doing this type of personal artwork, the first work was the suspended piece, the sort of the orange copper sculptures, and I had never done work so personal and really putting this out in public and just for everyone to see. Never expected to, and so I was very nervous during the opening and to see how it would be received. What happened was that people from so many different backgrounds came over to me and said something that about how they identified with this with the piece. Let me just go back to it. Hold on. Can I do this fast? And so what struck me, I mean, a woman, I don't know, maybe in her 50s, came over to me and whispered that her father had been an Irish fisherman and that he had been lost at sea when she was a girl. And every time she went to the beach or went to the ocean, to that day, and she was 50-something years old, she always looked at the horizon and scanned the horizon looking for her father's boat. There was another woman, a Cambodian American woman, or a Cambodian woman who lived in the U.S. for a number of decades, and said, Amy, I really didn't realize how much I missed my father until I saw this piece. It really helped me feel those feelings again. I've had other people come up, other Khmer Americans come up and whisper secrets to me that they've never told anyone else. And so this work has really become an incredible vehicle of sharing various types of emotions, sometimes pain, sometimes other things, but that I think we all have in some way. Of people of a certain age tend to have some sort of experience with these things, and it sits there somehow. I'm not offering therapy for people at all, you know, but it's a recognition of certain spaces within people, and something that's often pushed to the wayside after the appropriate amount of time, whatever that is, it has passed. So, I mean, I could process this, I could do this myself. It would be easier to not like show it to everyone. But I found that how it affects other people really draws people closer together. It certainly has drawn me closer to people I had never met, and has gotten a lot of people to approach things and think about things in another way. And that is incredibly touching for me, and I'm quite humbled that my work can offer that to people. So that's my answer, Roger.
Actually, when you did the performance in the temple, did you get permission to be in the temple?
Oh no.
No.
I went early in the morning, and I didn't go to like Angkor Wat.
Which temple? It was in Phnom Penh.
No, this was in Siem Reap.
It's not like Angkor Wat.
It's not Angkor Wat. It's a smaller temple, much farther away. I probably could have asked permission, but why bother? You know.
And what was your experience? I mean, there's a whole different actual resonance in seeing you breaking and sticking pulse in a temple and sticking together in a
Middle
gallery.
of the intersection.
And a gallery might seem, actually back to an earlier discussion, it's like a personal thing, whereas it seems a much more contextual, cultural thing.
Mm-hmm.
Or can you actually expand on that? I mean, was that your point?
The one in the gallery certainly was presented as a personal thing, because it was inside it wasn't a private gallery, but it was basically a private space. It was outside the street.
It was a house.
It was a meta house. So I mean, it's not a private space, but generally people who didn't know about it would not happen upon it. Whereas for Tree Island, people just happened upon it, as well as at the Bantier Samurai Temple.
And could you have gotten into problems if you were caught in there?
Potentially. I mean, I think the most they would have done would have asked me to stop what I was doing, which was easy enough. I wasn't breaking anything of value. I wasn't hurting the temple at all.
Could it be interpreted as offensive and potentially offensive in any way? I don't know.
Possibly. There were some security people at one point, but they were all actually entranced by watching what I was doing. I think they were more fascinated by what in the world was she doing and why is she doing that. And the thought of actually, if I had been blocking traffic, like if I had done this on the main pathway to Angkor Wat, you know, that sort of epic walk, then I think there would have been issue. But I mean, it's what I was doing was symbolic. You know, I mean, it could be described that it's Cambodia that I'm putting back together, or it's a personal thing that I'm putting back together, or it's it can be transferred to so many different experiences. But I didn't want the chance of them shutting me down before I even did the performance. You know, it would have been easier just to like smile, hand over some money, and leave. Yeah.
Excellent, thank you. And any other points or questions, anyone? Okay, then thank you again, Amy.
Thank you very much.
Okay, then I'd like to introduce Erin Gleason, who is a curator and a writer from Minneapolis. Erin has been based in Cambodia since 2002, and she co-founded and is artistic director of Sasnap Bazaar, a non-profit gallery in Phnom Penh and also the city's most preeminent art space. Erin's recent projects included the exhibition of book series for satellite program 8 in Paris and Bordeaux, the research residency Fields, an itinerant inquiry across the Kingdom of Cambodia in 2003. Erin has worked for the 4th Singapore Biennale, and her recent talks include the Young Curators Workshop for a paper called When the Stakes Are High, the 8th Berlin Biennale, and the Problem with Sunset at St. Paul's Curatorial Conference in Auckland. This year, Aaron will join artists curatorial research trip in Israel and undertake a curatorial residency at the Center for Contemporary Art in Singapore. So thank you, Aaron.
Thank you.
Oh no, I haven't stopped, hang on. And Aaron will present on the work of the Cambodian artist Svay Ken, elaborating on the context of his practice and his importance for contemporary art in Cambodia. Thank you.
Thank you for the space, for Roger and Brian and all of you coming. I was really happy to be invited to speak about Svay Ken from Roger.
Loud?
okay?
Loud, can everyone hear?
So I was just opening by saying I was so happy to be invited to speak about Svay Ken. In some way, I guess he was my a grandfather. He passed away in 2008. I met him right when I came to Cambodia in 2002. So it's a nice chance to reflect because it's been now a number of years since his passing, and kind of recently a bit of a reemergence of with more attention on the artists that you have been listening to today. There's also this tendency to look back and think about the context in which where this might be coming from artistically or culturally, or in a lineage of what came before them. So Svay Ken came before them and passed before them. And what I decided to do is today read the obituary I wrote for him, because that was like a moment in which I was really reflecting, but like in a very different context that I would be now. It was very close moment, but maybe really distant moment, but this is what I decided I would do. It's short. And then just speak freely about a few paintings. And then show a film I made with him about him the year he died, about his last series of paintings. So that will be, I'll be very brief because the film is a little bit like my whole time that I have to speak. So Svay Ken, 1933 to 2008, widely respected as a grandfather of contemporary art in Cambodia. He passed into his next life on 11th December 2008 at the age of 76. He was a prolific painter, a devout Buddhist, a father of 5, and a grandfather of 9. Sorry, it's very completely unexpected. No, it's okay. Because I'm like shocked if I. Okay, so born 70 years into French colonial Kampuchea in 1933 to a family of farmers and temple painters in rural Takeo province. Yeah.
Don't you want to show the movie?
Yes, I want to show the
I
movie.
mean, it's your choice.
That is so funny. Sorry. I can't get it right. Thank you. I'm sorry, let me just keep going because I'm really, let me just finish because it's so unexpected that I do that. I finished, it's okay. Okay. In the context of Cambodia, up until the time of his passing, Svay Ken's work was radical. Academic representational painting was barely established at the National Royal Fine Arts School before the Khmer Rouge devastated the nation of its artistic practices. A survivor, Svay Ken was... That's not him. Svay Ken was completely self-taught. He became the first Cambodian artist to candidly depict daily life versus glorifying a countryside vista or an ancient monument. And I just want to stop here to say, I guess, how important that aspect is of his practice. prior to his practice, and maybe we can look at some paintings first, now that I've composed myself. I'm sorry, it was really... so if we can go to the paintings, but we can't get very good. Prior to the paintings that you'll see, him being self-taught, and his uncle and his grandfather were temple painters, as he began painting, he depicted the everyday. And so it's really through in 1993, when he started to paint, they were, seen as very naive, as they are today, as a self-taught artist with this style of being classified as outsider art or naive art. For Cambodia, he became the representative contemporary artist, or the potential in Cambodia for the bridge between like a lost modernity, or a kind of like ungraspable modernity that was interrupted by communism and the Khmer Rouge, to a bridge to, in the early 90s, kind of the energy around the beginning of Biennale. So he was the first in Fukuoka, for example, or the first to be collected by Singapore Art Museum. And so he's really this bridge between maybe what would have been a modernity in visual arts to the contemporary. And the contemporary being, initially then defined by looking at the everyday. And so Spaiken's everyday was his life. So he kind of went back. Oh, okay, fine. So his everyday was his life, and because he was born in 1933 and then died in 2008, that meant 76 years, 7 different political regimes, and so he was able to, through his paintings, illustrate, what it was living in the rural, rural life in Cambodia through 7 decades in the city. Experiences mainly of the laborer, both rural and urban contexts, and life through the Khmer Rouge, life as a father, life as a family member. So just looking at some of these, I'm just walking through one collection of his work that happened to, it's collected by a Buddhist organization from One American Man. And just looking at some of his earliest works, 1993 to 1997, so these are the first 4 years of painting. He painted every day, and unless he was sick. So kind of I estimate maybe there's 1,500 canvases, and most of them are portraits. So we just walk through. I think he painted this 4 times. He would repeat some paintings. The Noodle Cellar. Some were very autobiographical, his ordination, the death of somebody in the family, no birth of his children, not much about his life. He lived next to Wat Phnom. So Wat Phnom, the center of the city, the name of the city, comes into quite a number of his works. He worked after he survived the Khmer Rouge at Raffles Hotel. And some of his earliest works were portraits of laboring, cleaning at the hotel, self-portraits, or portraits of his colleagues. Like this one. So this type of visual organization and the playing is just so radical at the time. And so I remember talking with young people when I first met him, right when I arrived, and they called them mud puddle paintings. Like they're as valuable as a mud puddle. We avoid them. We just don't over them. But I believe I didn't make this comparison, but I've given a talk looking at early photographic works from, for example, Divergent, or even the early documentary works of Dina or the collective of Steve. I find a lot of similarities in some ways compositionally, but also, of course, the focus on the everyday or elevating the everyday think about Brian's comment, like, is it art, or, what is it for? In Svaken's case, it was to support his family. He was very, very clear. It wasn't so important to him that it was art or not. It was a way, a means to continue to support his family after he retired. So in this, he was very clear about to the end of his life. So I think I wrote here, Ken remained disinterested in mining international art history for styles or themes. Very often, journalists and curators assumed that he had conceptual intentions behind his practice. In reality, he was very practical. When asked by a journalist why he painted a clawfoot bathtub, which was obviously left from the colonial period, or a chair left from the Art Deco period. So the bathtub, he replied, "Yesterday I went for a walk and I saw an old bathtub in the alleyway and I painted it." So what was outside the window, what was on the way to the temple, he painted it. In certain ways, he definitely did want to, he had intentions to preserve objects, believed that objects were stories, they carried histories, these snapshots carried the roots of a culture that he wanted to preserve. So preservation of a way of life was very important. So, and again, it wasn't like that it was art or that it was painting. More so it was painting, but not art. So there's a few scenes, such as this, Thatch at the evening meal. So these are the Khmer Rouge genre paintings of Svaken. They're not typical paintings that you will see in exhibitions, such as largely those at Meta House, or some kind of invitation from an NGO that is asking people to reflect on the Khmer Rouge. Normally people take out black paint and red paint, and you see sickles and flags and death, and so a lot of his reflections of the Khmer Rouge look like an everyday scene as well. And when he spoke about it, now and then, of course, there are difficult stories, but what he chose to, for example, here is one of the most violent canvases. So one of the most violent paintings, there's one person dead in the corner. And then I also think, though he didn't speak about this painting that way, that this was the evacuation, and the houses are skeletons, right? And they became skeletons. The city became a skeleton and very empty for the next 4 years. So he had a different way of telling that history. There's another painting in which people are eating together. The few grains of rice that they have, nonetheless, they're eating together, in the labor camp. He tells stories that were not often told. For example, here is the American bombing of Cambodia in 1945 to fight the Japanese. So we know about, not even so much, say, Fendi Retina followed with the American bombing of Cambodia in the 1960s into the 1970s, but not many people would know that, that was the second bombing from the US. And so I think it's through Svaken and then subsequent artists that, unwritten narratives and histories are brought to the public. Also, just the reverence for the everyday laborer. This is not in typical paintings that Kanita was talking about that she grew up looking at. There was the elevation of Angkor Wat and a very perfect countryside. Women not looking like this, but women's breasts with this beautiful bowl of water, this perfect apsara, and and Svaiken's women are real women, real working women. Not that an Apsara is not a real working woman. But this is one of my favorite paintings. Just this idea of, cutting the body. Still today, you want to develop your photos in Cambodia, you can't get all of them back if you cut the body. Cut the head or cut the arm, it's like a mistake. So this is, 20 years ago, and why this frame of reference. He wasn't using a camera at that time, but later in his life, from about 2004 to 2008, he was using a little Sony Cybershot. So then he would paint from the small image. And his paint, this is again a very early collection, but then his painting kind of opened up, became like monochrome in the back, and things became more floating as he got older, and his eyes changed and things like this. So that's his father with the pumpkin. And also these stories, he was, as I said in the obituary, very important for him, was a very devout Buddhist. And he used to be engaged with like youth clubs, serving people, and he was a monk himself. And so he desperately tried to push this onto all of his children, his grandchildren, to still have this kind of civic engagement, which he felt was very lost after the many wars. I have to say, it was wonderful. I was talking to him because he had a very different perspective on wars and occupation. For him, the French were the worst. And then he joined the Issarak revolutionary forces in the 60s. So, he left the monkhood to go take up weapons. And all of this is not really known about him. There's not really a full written study about him, but there will be. So this, the Queen's Art Gallery now has this, but it's, how he would depict war. It's almost as a cartoon. And a lot of people would write like, well, maybe he didn't know perspective, but clearly in other paintings he does. So this one is, I think, a very important icon. It's the mandatory meeting every week or every day, depending on which camp we were in, to listen to the speeches of the Khmer Rouge. And so the people are cheering on the speech. But if you compare this to the wall of the bas-reliefs at Angkor Wat, it's not so different than the Jayavarman central figure in this kind of elevated sedan chair, this kind of with all the people under him. And so I think even though there are early works of him that, Svaiken painted the Bayon face, or not Angkor, he didn't, as I know, I never painted Angkor, but I have seen like some traditional, the Bayon face, or something that's kind of like a dancer. I do think now and then I see connections to the kind of visual language that he saw, in the temple or at Angkor Wat or in the temples. I didn't get to discuss this with him before he passed. But. So those are just some paintings. I'll just finish this. He was a natural storyteller. His paintings are snapshots of his life and his culture. Farmers toiling in the fields, women selling charcoal and corn, soldiers hiding from bombs, a family of 10 sharing one bowl of rice. The way he depicts darkness and light, and also speech, and it's sometimes really novel and very funny. Maybe I just say that I think with the paintings of Svaiken, and I would say some of the works also very much of this other generation, of all of the artists today, are kind of, Svaiken taught me how to, I don't know what a lot of things were, like what is dried fish, what is breadfruit, what are those noodles, how are there different noodles, but I learned through the painting, and only through the painting could I actually, apprehend what I was moving through. So I do believe that his intention to, kind of document, to preserve ways that things were sold, or the ways that people used tools, or what tools people used. It worked on me, let's say. Or like, first I saw these kind of mechanisms of people, how they're harvesting rice, and then I would go on a drive, and indeed, these paintings would come to life. So I think they'll continue to serve that role for him. So I'm just going to read his artist statement from the very last show he made, and then we can watch the film. He said, "I'm now 76 years old and close to leaving this world. I have to pass on what I know, so I made these paintings for the younger generation in Cambodia. I remember learning that the Lord Buddha said, to be born as a human is so rare. So before you leave the world, you better do good things for your own interest and also the interest of others. Take me as an example. I make paintings. It's my interest. The paintings give me money for medicines, food, my son's education, my family, and for giving alms. At the same time, they give knowledge to the audience." So his last show is called Sharing Knowledge, and it was supposed to be a very large series, but he passed away in the middle of it, and so it became 12 canvases of pretty, I think some of the most severe, pointed messages he wanted to give to a kind of growing, corrupted hierarchy, one that has existed for a long time, but that maybe was happening in his family with some of his sons, or in structures of government, or in the lack of generosity he saw from people to people in everyday interactions. So there's these really harsh messages that he remembers from being educated in the temple, that about their laws, basically social laws, social or religious laws. So, yeah, we can watch it. I have to tell you, when I made the film, it's co-produced with Bopana, Audiovisual Resource Center, and Chong Noy was the one asking the questions. He's like a grandfather, so just get ready that you're listening to a grandfather speak in a way with a cadence, that might get a little slow, and some things that will sound very outdated. Somehow, I always saw as wisdom. They might not feel like they might apply, but with some translation, which I won't give, they really were very relevant, or still are very relevant. So now I have to say this. Just this. And then I apologize for being so emotional. I did not expect. We won't be able to watch all of it, so I'll just slide through at a certain moment. He talks through 12 paintings.
Mà ta không dễ được vừa ta nhóm nó sẽ giữ cho thật đẹp rồi việc viên ở quay vẫn to tốt hồi mùi trâu thì miền đất nát tay gì đó xong bị phốt quay nát ra khi địa của ran ra khi sự kia giật này nó đang bay chi được đòn này tốt hồi mùi trâu khỏi bị man đang man khơi hả thầy bây giờ tụi anh ra tiết có cái mơ đó thì bỏ thì sao cái sao và ra này chẳng tốt cái ai đang mà nhưng mình ai tàu bằng ca thì mẹ nè ra cái mà là ta chơi thu ấy thế đó rồi ta dân nghĩa thì dân bị cũ dân bị được thâu dân bị xây được ó đây thì việc ra thì ta chia tiết của nam cái ấy là nó chia nâu nông cam một khi sắc xa dân bị đau xuống sắp sang cái xe cái hiện trong cô ta hiện mà đăng chia còn nước một xuống sắp ta bị đau thế khi tôi chia được câu của ma thang để quay cái nát tháng hay cái chúng ta nóng hiện đó tây trăm watt này nè còn tây cho ra bỏ cả trong trăm cái đâu được biết biết ra của đó trên phi bác sen những cái miền bạc pro bác srei bác kiều cao bác con trâu bác hải chuẩn thì hải bác tế tế nữa dương ai đó xong thì đang mò nên cứ thở biết tiền mà đau bọc cái rõ dương và thơ oi mà nơi nông việc o có mình trong oi dương có gì để chỉ biết from sang oi có thể đã luôn ra tên vị lòng năng nó một biết đi chỉ biết được có một con ta có được vài chuyện na lúc còn tay ra mà nốt nông tiêu đa bỏ tới đấy biết nào rồi xua đó sama sampot ở quay tôi thì đây mình biết ở quay tôi thì đây rồi tan của ông luôn còn đây sam sapi của ca nó thì đây mình biết nó đây rồi nè lọt đưa kia thì dễ thì đó khai hỏi nó khai can bắn chắc thì ngay mà rồi khai bật cho về cái thứ nó luôn tôi cho ra nó mới điên nó mở tôi cái dương mình sát tôi bắt chỉ thì tôi thấy lo nó dễ gì đó to đó rồi thì đây mình điên này kiểu đó đó hướng cái gì bác của bác của cột có bác của cột đây nó một tết mà thì tha một tết cần có được sạch nữa có phân tha phải chia chuôn được ong đó đó là nên mua tha nè can một cột sạch là thì cho của con phải đúng là can sạch là ấy sạch là một cột ta một cột năm chua ấy của mình sau trong đó hả một cột ở đây cho ấy vẽ của mình sau trong đó thì nét nhóm có sẽ đăng phàn thì chuối miền gió của bạn vô oi sấy oi ấy như đâu đi ở đâu nó biểu đi chẳng hạn trong khan mình có rồi còn hướng anh đi sẽ hướng chết cho khoảng lâu để lỗ hành than xuống cả ngàn là nay thì trong Việt Nam bay ta khai là xa Việt Nam bay ta làm tàu man tàu nó phải lại sốc nét mình cất cu của Việt Nam bay ta nén miền là ở đó cái làm tàu lại miền đang đi tục ca ở ná đấy cô dương lúc này mình con dương ở cái Việt Nam bay ta mua tập trùng chia bọc bị trà chia ao này dạ bọc chẳng lại chia nhé ăn được có cuộc sản trong bật chia anh được luôn tao anh thấy coi được có nghĩa đi thầy phú ở đấy on ba nghĩa to vì mai ấu như đấy trong đây hãy coi được tên là tia an cô chú bây giờ việc đang có bây biết đang việc đang ngồi ai chia ao này về ao này nét vua được tuôn đâu thì tốt cái này thì chú hai con lô nguồn nơi chuột người dò quan tâm bay ta hậu phục đi chăng ra quay oi ba nguồn nơi đất ta việc hậu phục đâu họ cô cầm sọt riêng on riêng hot riêng kịch nông trâu riêng oi mừng tổ không oi mong sao đọc luôn côn tu kể đó phúc ôn ơi cho sắp cho chăm ơi chọc tục nông atma đầm tục nông con lom ốc ma prai chia bọt prom một cái tay này gì bọt prom một cái này có tên thì muốn nói gì vì mình làm việc ta hay nếu như gì vì mình làm bay ta nó lúc chạy thế lúc chạy nên tôi biết của trái đó có miền băng ấy vay còn mình gì cho nó còn gì trở tiếp ban cao phúc ai cần gì mỗi con thấy bạn thì tôi là tai nên lúc ai kêu mà đau còn mình gì được biết mang mà nguyên cái băng ấy trở tiếp chứ mình ai gì bạn thì này chia anh nhận việc so mai là mình trong coi của anh ta biết nên bệnh viện ở đây em anh ta mai phê không mà rồi đâu mai em có bao là ba ai tôi nhiệt luôn thôi ăn luôn nhiệt này chuyện đây nhiệt nét ta miền chua để đi thông chia nặng rót tây chia tên thầy chia ốc nhà ấy មានបត់ច្រើនក៏ប៉ុន្តែថាតាមពូជកំណត់មកពីសុខតែទេមកពីកសិករទេប៉ុន្តែថាយើងមិននៅទីក្រុងហ្នឹងមានទ្រព្យសម្បត្តិមានអីបានឡើងជាអុកញ៉ាបានឡើងជារត់ត្រេន10000ធំចឹងទៅណាតបងប្អូននេះមកពីសុខតែនេះខ្លះហែមកលោកនេះទូមកដើរមុខចាស់រចូលហ្នឹងក៏បាត់គ្រាមិនអោយចូលប៉ុន្តែវាធ្វើបាត់មុខណាយកដៃទុកមុខមិនអោយឃើញទេគឺថាមើលងាយដល់ស្រាប់ប៉ុណ្ណឹងគឺថាមិនអោយនេះឃើញទេក៏បានអោយអីគ្នាមិនប្រមូលអីមកទួតុកអីក៏អោយចូលលេងដល់នេះបាត់មិនអោយឃើញទៀតហ្នឹងនាំជាទៀននេះលេងរៀងដែរបរិសុទ្ធណាស់មានទ្រព្យធនធានច្រើនមានប្រាក់ចម្រើននិងគ្រឿងអាហារលោកលក្ខរបស់តែថ្ងៃវិសាទីអ្នកឯណាជាប្រធានវិនិច្ឆ័យគឺថាគេមានមាសគេមានដុល្លារគេមានប្រាក់រៀលមកហូបអាហារគេហូបទឹកតាមន់ជីសាច់ជីអីកងអីហូបអាហារបាយកអីមិនខ្វះទេណាប៉ុន្តែគេលោកប្រាក់ទីតែម្នាក់ឯងទេមកវិចត់អីកុមារអីមកសុំទានអីពេលវិធីនេះគឺងាកមកចេញទៅសងនិមន្តមកត្រង់បាតអីណាក៏គេងាកមកចេញទេមិនឃើញទេចាស់ចរិយាអីទៅដល់គាត់ខ្វះខាតអត់មានលទ្ធភាពអីអីចឹងជីវិតមកសុំក៏គេមិនហ៊ានអោយកាត់តែងាកមុខចេញទាំងអស់នឹងគេប្រធាននៃសេរីនេះអើយលោកនេះគឺថាបរិបម្នាក់នេះតែកាន់ដៃតែយើងមិនបានយល់ថាប្រហែលជាគេតកស្មិញតែមិនមែននេះអំមន់អំជូកទីចឹងទៅចៅសាច់លោកគេជាប្រធាននៃវិទ្យាលោកគេសាច់ខ្មែរគាត់ចង់ទូនមានយើងទាំងអស់គ្នាឲ្យចាំកុំឲ្យចោលសាច់ណាកុំឲ្យចោលសាច់អស់ញាតិមិត្តបងប្អូនពួកមួយបងប្អូនជីដូនមួយមានមីងអីទាំងអស់ហ្នឹងការរាប់អានក៏មានអីមិនមានអីក៏នៅញញែមសួរសុខហ្នឹងទៅក៏គេមិនតិចពីរឿងលុយកាក់គិតពីអីមកនេះឲ្យតែបានចេះសួរសុខខ្លះមានឃើញមានក្រមកគិតទូអីសួរពូជាមាជាសុខបាយទេអីយ៉ាងម៉េចហ្នឹងគឺថាមិត្តភក្តិពួកម៉ាក់អីទៅមកប្រកឹកប្រគេហៅមកស៊ីផឹកហើយតំស៊ីអីជាណាថាអីតំទៅលុយនៅលើអញវាតែក្រៃវិនិច្ឆ័យយូរទៅវាអត់ដល់ទៅបានតែតាហ្នឹងគួរមិត្តភក្តិមកពីថប់ចាយវាមួយស្អីមួយហើយអីចឹងទៅបងប្អូនវាខ្លាចវិនិច្ឆ័យអីវិនិច្ឆ័យតោះបាត់អស់ទៅញាតិក៏គេអត់រាប់អានគេមិនហ៊ានមកទេឃើញយើងតែថាមនុស្សចិត្តផងគេមិនមកគេមិនខ្វះទេអ្នកតែគេមានតោមានកងមានបាយមានគូទេគេមិនមកសុំលុយយើងទេគាត់ថាឃើញគេមកឲ្យយើងញ៉ែយីយី
Actually, we have more. We've got around 15 minutes more. So can the audience decide more or questions?
To time. Do you have any questions?
So we can go up to 3:30. So do you want to watch more or talk or any questions? You're worse than a bunch of Thai students. Say yes or no. Say you're worse than a Thai teacher.
What?
Say yes. To watch more. Yeah, yes or no.
ต้องនិយាយទៀនសូមឲ្យតែមាន$1,000ខ្ញុំនឹងធ្វើទៀនជូនយាយឲ្យបានទិញអីវិសាខ្ញុំក៏មានដែរមានតែសេតាអញ្ជើញវិសាតែឲ្យធ្វើខាញ់លោកយាយលោកតបវិញទទួលបានផ្លែស្ដាអញ្ចឹងណាសាធុចៅអើយយាយអពេកឲ្យយាយស្រឡាញ់តដីចៅឯងអែមឲ្យធ្វើខាញ់សេតាណាមិញអែមដូចទៀតចៅហើយកំណូននេះក៏ចេញពី xuông các ta ca này đâu vậy thì cạp lộ thì vậy thì của ma đây mà ra đau thôi lại vậy nó tôi dây có này nè tôi vậy nó anh em một miền chân ta chân ó nè vẫn ó đi lui thì vẫn mà chân người ta như cái cạp chân người thơ ở cô sơn nó biên ở đây và đây khách không nghĩ đi nữa là nó ọt rô mấy mình ọt rô mà có cái ọt rô mà ọt không biết đi và nít bọn rùm prai mà chẳng tộc trai oi phát trong mà đây của cọp bẫy ở xa không chơi không được không phê không รียนอักขระเรียนครบสอบทออาปราชญาสองหนึ่งคนเต้นการมองคำนาการเทียมนุษย์เมื่อเลยสู้ในเจ็ดตัวประกอบเป็นกระกาไว้บานโหยาông phúc ở đây lô trong chết mình trong oi cồn khlau chi vi tây vật đau oi cồn chào hoàn để đăng ông phúc lên được đấy khơi cồn che mình đại khăn khơi cồn hòm bật rắm ông phúc rắm tay trái kho nhắc là ngon mò bị chưa mình tơ đường thò a cua côn chào tập xá riêng ác ra dạng tổ trai anh ấy chia ở vây đất phải quy định đoàn môn còn một ông phụ cần luôn của cô là mà đi buông có một tiền nghề cho đảm còng mấy còng năng còn thư chia tốt phong thời ấy con đâu thằng lấy thì còn đồng tính có quan có cô là phải nắng con chỉ nhắc mua riêng sắc xa so với đây chỉ cho nó có đâu bay còn lấy chỉ được xe của lục biên còn lấy đó ra đâu được xe rương mẹ rương để được xe biết riêng là đau tạ trơn ấy mặc xe ấy nắng bỏ lục ra bỏ lục đi lục ra ấy có trở này dê hay tê na nơi được xong hôm nay thì quân chơi có được tê na và là khi mà qua trở này được đó xong rồi thành tích vô máu anh ấy kia qua miền ăn này cô na cứ tha mình trong hồi cô mai là người ngon đấy cứ tha oi riêng được tốt điểm sầy có ca là ngon cái chít cho cái kia có cái ấy ca pi cho được con môn ta được quan môn nữa mà nước nè cái đó chuyên trong gì mà rồi kia rồi nè chạy đâm tay tút nữa nó hơi cái chỉ chuyên phải chân phải luôn á còn chân luôn thì nó cái chạy đâm chạy lên chạy so ấy một vài dương chạy tay tút nè còn không tầm dây tu nguyên mai nó hỏi chạy lên chạy so chạy lắm chết mơ ấy lô chết xong miệt xong tích xong ấy rồi tóc lô chấm prạch nha xong nên cầm đây ca nam viên prạch nha hơi vô cầm đây là một xong một nhiệt ô anh kết đâu chết thư đấy một kết thư nó phải cậu phải bàn rồi bàn các bàn có bàn này ra prạch nha xong nên cầm đây đây ca nam viên chết lấy trẻ to lấy trẻ nô tập cam sợ thì trận đấu được cuộc xong một lần dương tự tổ coi bạn gì rồi bạn là và ta có làm đâu có thể to tốt tí họ thành đồng tốt oi côn trâu rồi trong ban của ông lô đại tam xã mà côn con một chừng nô muốn làm sao được với đâu để khách con vừa quay kia phải đói đo chiếc đo luôn ấy là đo xa tiền nè luôn không khá không thể phải so lượng kho ở đây đâu nguyên là so tốt nó thì 30 trăm ấy các bạn trong đây là nít mũi là muốn làm trong xa tàu nguyên để ra cây tất ta mà đam bó ta nhận ra đâu ព្រះសម្មាសម្ពុទ្ធមានអ្នកប្រាជ្ញដូចជាក្រុមមួយហ្នឹងគាត់ចាំបានថាក្នុងវិបត្តិកម្រិតអីហើយអាយុវាចិត្តដល់ពេលទៅវិញគឺថាត្រូវបន្តអ្វីទុកទេដល់អនុវត្តនឹងតែចិត្តប៉ុន្តែព្រះសម្មាសម្ពុទ្ធជាគ្រូនៃទេវតានោះតែលោកតែក៏មានណាប្រតិបត្តិបានអត់ដែរដែលវាប្រតិបត្តិទៅគឺចប់ហើយចឹងអីជាមានអីណាំញ៉ាទីណាតែមើលឃើញហើយអីឃើញហើយគឺថាប៉ុន្តែថាពាក្យនេះទៅពាក្យទៅយើងអនុយកទៅអនុវត្តពាក្យក្រោយទៅពាក្យបុណ្យណាពាក្យព្រោះទាំងអស់ចេញពីពុទ្ធសាពុទ្ធអវាទចេញពីបណ្ឌិតអ្នកប្រាជ្ញអីទាំងអស់គឺថាសរុបទៅគឺថាពាក្យទាំងអស់ចេញពីក្នុងពីពុទ្ធសាសនាទាំងអស់បើអ្នកប្រាជ្ញថាអ្វីបណ្ឌិតគាត់យកមកឆ្លៃទៅជាពាក្យតាមប្រវត្តិអីចឹងទៅតែក៏ត្រង់យកមកពីពីតែដាក់ទាំងអស់ហ្នឹងពាក្យទាំងអស់ហ្នឹងថាបើបានមកឃើញហើយពាក្យទាំងអស់នេះគឺថាដូចông ban gì ta để ông ban không được phê mình nghĩ được phê đấy cu túa đấy mới được phê bán phê đó bất nên giờ to phai của bé của bạn tất cả bán phê đá đó nghe là tốt gì cũng lòng thay sau rồi mùi chào rồi ngon tối rồi bàn gió đồ mơ hơi ăn được bó tam phê trong là thà trong ban tất cả tham ban phật tất cả ấy những có biết mình linh chất ông lúc ai ta muốn là phải rất tiên rồi ta niệm khổ rằng là các món gì mà lúc ta được bạn á cho nên ta muốn là chặt trên viên tham nó đấu mà to là vậy tục còn ban thì do tao luôn có rồi do tao đẹp là tỷ bò thì trăm đây thì trong khu để chỉ bị cho nhau thì cho ban rồi các ấy cho mọi người cái năm thì cầu phải chấp nhận mọi người kia cho ấy thì miễn biết nó tập con thì mới được cái
So we've got time for questions. Anyone? I have a question. It's some practical questions. Is that space work collected, or where is it, or?
It's a big, I don't know.
Some of the work is collected, like Fukuoka I think has like 20 plus works. Singapore Art Museum has.
Oh, it has.
Yeah, from they collected the work from. It's like a kind of salon style hang in 1984, and they kept that work. The Singapore Art Museum has a number of works. Queensland Art Gallery has those that they had in APT 6 for the Mekong platform, plus a few more. So, but these are the only like regional collections that I know.
Is there an archive of his work? No.
No. So there's a beautiful archive actually. It's a very functional archive for him, and these are snapshots taken, with a little camera, printed out 4x6, and it's a book taped on with some information about who might have purchased it, if that's there, and when, and for how much. And so this hasn't been digitized, but his family has this. And otherwise, yes, I think there's maybe 1,500 paintings. They're floating around, and there's a couple of Phnom Penh people in Phnom Penh that have 30, 50 works.
Actually, when he sold work, actually, how did he sell it?
So he
sold
began.
it to galleries or from his home? Or?
First, he began in 1984 as represented by New Art Gallery. It was a Canadian man named Edward Fitzgerald, and then this was then taken on by his wife, or girlfriend. And there's still New Art Gallery today, and she still has some of those works. But after that, he had a salary to paint, basically, so he wasn't like profiting from each painting. He was receiving a salary. And then he realized as the price grew from $5 to $10 to $15, you know, and by the time it was $60, he was like, I'm out of here. I can, you know, sell my own paintings. So he was in the same area by Wat Phnom, and he, when Rayum Institute of Art and Culture opened, it was called Situations in 1998, 1999, and Ingrid Wan and Lee Darwood visited by Ken, and then really promoted his work, invited him to paint, you know, the story of his life in 128 canvases. I think they helped to place these in, like, let's say, safe hands. You know, it might not be in the, like, Prince Claus Foundation. People have, you know, those works, or Japan Foundation people, but not necessarily in, like, collections per se. And from that time on, he made kind of his own gallery studio, and he always controlled his own work. Yeah.
And is there an online resource about it?
No.
That's a dumb question. And what about the film? Can the film be accessed online?
I will put it online. Yeah, there's a lot of work to be done. Like, you know, this is one collection that's on the Sasvazak website, just because it was like made a collection together, you know, so this man, this Buddhist organization owns these, you know, 50 paintings. So you can kind of learn from that collection, right? But like there's a man called Bruce Blowitz who has a really amazing collection, but they're not online. So I think it's very private and maybe a really speculative moment for people who, you know, bought those paintings for very little and are about to, you know, a secondary market might open, you know, so. But I hope they come out, you know, it's time for them to come out and time to document and think about. Yeah, I mean, only when they come out that way is when we can actually see them and then document them and then make an archive of them. Yeah.
Any questions, anyone? No?
So
Actually, thanks again. We can take a break for